They say that if you don't go through a Chunabu phase, you're wasting your youth. Everyone has experienced that period to some extent. But some people show it, while others keep it hidden in their hearts. It's the difference between being openly eccentric and secretly eccentric. Sun Shuhan was somewhat mature for his age. That phase came quickly and left even faster. So by the time he reached the second year of middle school, while the boys around him were still caught up in dreams of martial arts heroes, superheroes, and immortals, constantly practicing the 18 dragon subduing palms and superhero transformations, Shuhan had already given up on any such hopes. The physical laws of this world are so precise. It's impossible for a human to leap 3 stories high, summon golden dragons with a clap of their hands, or fly by wearing their underwear outside their pants. However, he still enjoyed reading Xianxia novels and watching superhero movies. Perhaps deep down, he still hoped that one day, superheroes, aliens, or immortals would appear before him. Even though he knew it was impossible, he inexplicably held on to that hope. Isn't that a unique human trait? Sun Shuhan smiled as he closed the group chat window, but he didn't leave the group. He found the people in the 9 provinces #1 group quite interesting. The chat logs, which were so embarrassing that just reading them made him blush, were surprisingly entertaining from an outsider's perspective. So, before the group owner kicked him out, he decided to lurk and read the amusing chat logs to pass the time when he was bored. On the computer screen, the movie continued. It seemed to be a horror film, with one terrifying scene after another. This movie was the masterpiece of a genius horror director, and it was said that even many grown men had been scared to tears. Some people even admitted they were too frightened to go to the bedroom alone. Unfortunately, Sun Shuhan still didn't find it scary at all. After rewinding and watching a bit more, he started yawning, gradually shifting from sitting to lying down, his eyelids growing heavier and heavier. If that genius director knew his movie had such a weak effect, he'd probably cry, right? In his drowsiness, Sun Shuhan had a wonderful dream. It was an incredibly pleasant dream, filled with immortals, superheroes, and various fairylands, eternal life, freedom, moving mountains and raging seas, wielding a sword in the mortal world. These were the dreams of countless people throughout history. But as they grew older, reality shattered those dreams, and people could only bury them deep in their hearts, never to think of them again. Dreams are just dreams. The next day, May the 21st, Tuesday, 1 o'clock. In the chat group, the group owner, Huanshan True Lord, finally came online. As soon as he appeared, North River Scattered Man popped up and asked, True Lord, who was that Shushan Pressure Big you added yesterday? Where does he cultivate? The person I added yesterday. Didn't you chat with her? She's the daughter of an old friend of mine, born in this era. She seems to have good talent. At a young age, she's already at the peak of the 3rd grade Hushan realm and is about to step into the 4th grade Jianshan realm. Quite remarkable, Huanshan True Lord replied with a laugh. Born in this era, so she's probably under 40. To already be at the peak of the 3rd grade Hushan realm at that age is indeed a genius. North River Scattered Man nodded inwardly, though her Taoist name was still quite strange. Shushan Pressure Big didn't sound like a Taoist name at all. As North River Scattered Man was pondering, Huanshan True Lord suddenly said, my old friend's daughter's Taoist name isn't Shushan Pressure Big. What the hell is this Shushan Pressure Big? Huanshan True Lord was dumbfounded. It wasn't some random thing. It was an unknown human he had added by mistake. North River Scattered Man tentatively asked, True Lord, did you add the wrong person? Let me check. A moment later, Huanshan True Lord sent a string of cold sweat emojis in the group. Damn, I really added the wrong person. The number was only 1 digit off. I mistook an 8 for a 9. I can't believe I made such a mistake. North River Scattered Man chuckled. I thought so. No matter how much someone integrates into modern society, they wouldn't choose a Taoist name like Shushan Pressure Big. Huanshan True Lord continued to send a string of cold sweat emojis. Then he quickly operated to add his friend's daughter back into the group. A group notification appeared. Lindy Island Uruzi has joined the 9 provinces #1 group. This name fit the style of the 9 provinces #1 group, exuding a strong Xianxia vibe. That Shushan Pressure Big name was definitely an odd one out. As soon as the newcomer joined, Mad Saber's 3 waves immediately popped up. Yo, the new Taoist is a fairy. Show us a photo and tell us your measurements. If you're pretty, wanna hang out? Mad Saber's 3 waves had been lurking for a long time, though he had the memory of a goldfish. It was slightly longer than 3 seconds. He had been reminded yesterday, so to avoid offending a senior, he had cautiously lurked to observe the situation. Hearing Huanshan True Lord say that the new fairy was the daughter of a friend and that her cultivation was at the third great Hushan realm, Mad Saber Three Waves felt relieved. She wasn't a senior figure, so he could freely tease her and satisfy his urge to flirt. There were few newcomers in the group, and he had been holding back for a long time. As soon as Three Waves spoke, Huanshan True Lord's face darkened. Lindy Island Uruzi typed a string of ellipses, then added softly, "Since it's late, my daughter has already gone to meditate and practice. Her account is temporarily being managed by me, waiting for Taoist Huanshan to add her to the group." Ahem, I've long heard that Taoist Three Waves of the 9 provinces group is charming and eloquent. Seeing is believing. Taoist Three Waves, I admire you. Let's have a drink sometime. Mad Saber Three Waves was instantly embarrassed. Teasing a girl only to run into her father, there's nothing more shameful in the world. He wished he could find a hole to crawl into. Fortunately, this senior seemed easygoing and brushed it off with a light remark. Then, the senior greeted everyone in the group and asked them to take care of his daughter in the future. After that, he went offline. Seeing the senior leave, Mad Saber Three Waves sighed in relief and said cheerfully, "Phew, it seems this senior isn't someone who can take a joke. Maybe I'll have a chance to chat with Miss Uruzi herself someday." Huanshan True Lord, North River Scattered Man, the alchemist, who rarely spoke, made a rare appearance. He was a man of few words, but this time he typed 4 characters. Good luck. Three Waves was confused, but the alchemist, being a man of few words, didn't explain further. Look at the newcomer's Taoist name prefix. North River Scattered Man explained, "If you don't seek that, you won't die." Why does brother Three Waves never understand this? Prefix. Lindy Island. Mad Saber Three Waves still didn't seem to get it. Yes, Lindy Island. Plus, she's a senior. Doesn't that ring any bells? North River Scattered Man hinted. After a while, Mad Saber Three Waves suddenly realized and spammed a series of kneeling emojis in the group. Is it that nitpicky Lindy Sovereign? Lindy Sovereign was a powerful senior. He was righteous and chivalrous, but he loved to nitpick over trivial matters, taking nitpicking to an extreme. While others nitpicked over small things, he nitpicked over the tiniest details. North River Scattered Man's mouth twitched. "I didn't remind you of that." Huanshan True Lord sighed. He couldn't bear to watch any more Three Waves. "My old friend is just F, but he hasn't logged off yet. Which means, the chat logs might be seen." "No, they will definitely be seen." Huanshan True Lord couldn't let Three Waves continue to dig his own grave. After all, he was a junior in his group. "So no, I'm screwed." Mad Saber Three Waves seemed to see the near future, where Lindy Sovereign would visit him and torment him in various ways. His eyes moistened again. Had he just provoked an even more troublesome senior? Three Waves immediately cried out, "True Lord, please help me, beg for mercy." Huanshan True Lord sent a cold shoulder emoji. The group members ignored Three Waves' pitiful cries and calmly changed the subject. North River Scattered Man asked the group owner, "True Lord, what should we do about Shashan Pressure Big?" Su Clan's 7th young master said, "Should we kick him? After all, he's just an ordinary person. It's not appropriate for him to participate in our chats. Ahem, since I accidentally added him, it's fate. Let me divine a hexagram to see how to handle this." Huanshan True Lord replied, mainly because he had added the person to the group. And if he just kicked him out now, wouldn't that make him look bad? So at least he'd divine a hexagram for show, use it as an excuse, and then kick him out. This way, he could display his lofty demeanor. Secondly, he had recently become very interested in divination and had been studying it for a month. He was itching to try it out and liked to divine a hexagram before doing anything. With that, he used a copy of Tang and Sun poetry as his divination tool. Flipping through it and activating his divination technique, a mysterious force extracted a line of poetry, forming the hexagram. This divination went incredibly smoothly. It was the first time since he started learning divination that he felt so in tune. He looked at the hexagram result with delight, and then, Huanshan True Lord's face darkened. Huanshan True Lord's expression turned sour. The hexagram read, "In heaven, we wish to be birds flying side by side. On earth, we wish to be branches intertwined." He remembered this line from a poem by Bai Zhuyi, a Tang Dynasty poet. It was a classic often used to describe love, right? Instantly, Huanshan True Lord felt very uncomfortable. Side-by-side birds, my foot. Intertwined branches, my foot. I'd rather hang myself from a southeast branch. Could it be that the great Huanshan True Lord was destined to have a life and death, earth-shattering romance with the male Shashan Pressure Big? This reminded him of Lord Longyan from the Warring States period, instantly making him feel as if he'd swallowed a cockroach, utterly disgusted. This must be because my divination skills aren't good enough. After all, I've only been studying it for a month, so I should divine again. Yes, that must be it. Huanshan True Lord activated his divination technique again, and the mysterious force flipped through Tang and some poetry once more. Another line of poetry was extracted. This time, the divination technique worked even more smoothly, and Huanshan True Lord felt confident this had to be it. He looked at the hexagram, and then, the True Lord's face turned pale. The hexagram read, if love between both sides can last for a lifetime, why need they stay together night and day? Night and day, my foot. I refuse to believe this. Huanshan True Lord divined again. This time, it felt even better. Huanshan True Lord felt his divination skills had reached their peak. This had to be it. He looked down at the hexagram. Suddenly, I turned my head, and there she was in the dim light. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Huanshan True Lord calmly closed Tang and some poetry, looking up at the sky at a 45-degree angle with a melancholic feeling. Then, the True Lord calmly tore the hardcover copy of Tang and Some Poetry to shreds, nodding firmly as he did so. I clearly have no talent for divination. I'm not cut out to be a diviner. So, the hexagrams I divine must all be wrong. He tossed the shredded poetry aside, vowing never to recklessly divine again. After throwing the shredded poetry aside, the True Lord typed in the group as for Shushan pressure big, let's keep him for now. I just divined the hexagram and found that he and I are fated. Adding him to the group wasn't an accident but a necessity. What happens next will depend on his own destiny. The True Lord used various divination terms to gloss over the matter, but he would never reveal the hexagram results, no matter what. Damn it, even if there's fate, it must be a cursed fate. Then let's keep him. He'll probably leave the group on his own soon anyway. By the way, True Lord, what was the hexagram result? North River Scattered Man had heard that the True Lord was studying divination, so he was curious about what the senior had divined. Huanshan True Lord, well, you all keep chatting, I have something urgent to attend to. With that, he quickly logged off, leaving North River Scattered Man bewildered.